Hello friends, we are learning Java programming and right now we are trying to learn how to handle exceptions by using Java programming. Already we have seen two videos on exception handling. If you have missed those videos, please go to the link shared below and watch those videos. Exception handling is very important part and we have seen how to create exception, how to handle the exception, what is use of try block, what is use of catch block, and we have also seen basic programming by using exception handling. But there is one more block that is known as finally block. The name itself suggests it is used after try and catch because finally is used at the end of program or at the end of session. In this video, we are going to talk about finally block, why to use a finally block and how to use a finally block. So please watch this video till the end. So let us start our journey to understand finally block. Welcome friends. Finally block is one of the important block in exception handling. When we are using different try and catch blocks, we have seen what is the purpose of try block. Try block is used for writing doubtful statements. So the first thing in exception handling is a try block, and we have learned how to use a try block. Now we are also using catch blocks. Now one try block contains doubtful statements, and according to the doubts you are having, we are going to write catch blocks. So one try block can have multiple catch blocks. If there is no exception occurs in a try block, there is no use of catch block. But if exception occurs in between, then try block throws that exception and it will be trapped in a catch block. So we can say try block is used to write your actual programming statements in which you are having some doubts. And catch blocks are used for solutions for occurred exception. In case if try block executes successfully, there is no role of catch blocks. That means if try block executes successfully till the end without creating any exception, then catch blocks will be bypassed. In reverse case, if there is an exception in try block, then try block will not execute till the end. It will create an exception and it will be thrown from the try block. One of the catch block will handle this exception and catch block will execute. So you can say if try block executes successfully, catch blocks are bypassed. If exception occurs in a try block, then try block will be bypassed and one of catch block will be executed. In any case, you can see neither you can give the guarantee of execution of try block nor you can give the guarantee of execution of catch blocks. So when try block executes, catch block cannot execute, and when any catch block executes, that means try block is not executed completely. Now if we need to write an important statement that has to be executed in any case, then where to write? And to solve this problem, we are using a finally block. Now finally block is a block that gets executed in all situations. Whether try block is completed successfully or any catch block is executed, finally block gives guarantee that it will always execute. Now finally blocks are always given after catch blocks. So the sequence is like this: write a try block followed by one or more catch blocks, and after catch blocks we have to write finally block. In a finally block, always try to use very important statements. Those are executed or should be executed in any case. Try to use the minimum number of statements in a finally block because finally block is going to execute in all cases. So the structure of program will be like this: a try block which contains multiple statements, doubtful statements. Try block is followed by one or more catch blocks. Generally, we are using last catch block with generalized exception. One catch block can handle only one exception at a time. So therefore, for multiple exceptions, multiple possible exceptions, we have to write multiple catch blocks. And after writing all possible catch blocks, we have to write one generalized catch block which can handle any type of exception. So if try block executes successfully, all those catch blocks will be bypassed. And after catch blocks, we are going to write a finally block. So when try block executes successfully, the cursor will directly jump to finally block and statements in a finally block will execute. In case if try block doesn't execute, one of catch block will execute successfully and then finally block will execute. That means whatever statements you are going to write in a finally block will execute in any case, whether the exception occurs or not, whether it is handled or not. It will be executing a finally block. Using finally block is not compulsory, it is optional. We have seen some programs in which we are using try and catch block, but we are not using finally block. So only when we need to execute finally block in all cases, at that time we have to use a finally block. Let us try to understand with the help of example. Suppose you are writing a database handling program. So in database handling program, what we have to use, we have to connect with database, then we have to use the database, and at the end we have to disconnect the database. Now whatever possible exceptions you are going to handle in catch blocks, or you are going to use try block and catch block series. But at the end of program, whether the database is used successfully or not, whether you are using any database operation or not, we have to close the database connection so that other users can use it, or it will reduce the bandwidth or connectivity with the database. In multi-user environment, multiple users are connecting with database. So after your operation, it is recommended to close database connectivity. So we can use a finally block to close this connection. So even though there is an exception while using database, the connection will get closed after or before closing your program, before end of your program. So only such statements are used in a finally block. Otherwise, we don't need finally block. So let us have some more details about the finally block. What we have seen till now is finally block executes in all cases, and therefore only important statement has to be given in finally block. One more thing, that is it will execute in all cases, whether try block executes or not, whether catch block executes or not, finally block will always execute. Finally block can be given only after try and catch blocks. So without try and catch blocks, we cannot write finally block. Always use finally block after all catch blocks. We can use try and catch blocks inside finally block. That means if you are having some doubtful statements inside a finally block itself, then we can put those statements in a try block and we can add catch block for the same. So we can use try and catch blocks inside finally block, or even we can write finally block inside finally block, so it can have a nesting operation. So this is about using finally block. I hope this video is useful to understand when to use the finally block and how to use the finally block. So if you like this video, please share with your friends and subscribe this channel if you haven't subscribed till now. Thank you very much for watching this video.